Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the afternoon. 5 3-minute rounds of international welterweight action between Presley and introducing the fighter standing to my left. He's wearing the yellow shorts, trimmed with purple and white. And comes from Holland, ladies and gentlemen, a warm West Yorkshire welcome.
In the red corner, we've got Halim Hariuli. Only arrived last night here in Leeds. Tipped the scales at 70 kilos. And in the blue corner, we've got Jordan Watson, fighting out of the Bad Company gym. And last night, he tipped the scales at 69 kilos.
The red, the orange, and the blue, and represents Bad Company right here.
Jordan's looking very focused for this bout.
Gentlemen, put your hands together for Jordan.
You can probably hear that in the background. This crowd comes alive, screaming adoration for Jordan Watson.
This fight will take place over 5 3-minute rounds. Seconds out. Round 1.
And here we go, the action's underway. We've got a very bouncy style from the Dutch opponent. Jordan very relaxed, almost static. But he's like a coiled spring, is Jordan. He's got so much power. Probably one of the hardest kickers in the Bad Company gym. Even with some of the guys that are a lot heavier. He's very experienced. He's got such fluid technique. And that's a heavy low kick. Dropping in on the Dutch opponent. The Dutch opponent's looking for the boxing. Jordan snapping in those devastating low kicks. And again, already the Dutch opponent switching his stance. He doesn't want to plant those legs. John's a prolific kicker. As a drop into the clinch here, Lee Chester breaks the action. Here we go, straight back on. John, devastating jab and low kick combination. But Halim not looking to be outdone. Trades his own boxing. Halim just lifting up his knees, not really turning his hips into those knees in the clinch. And that was a heavy right kick. John Watson flipping him out of the ring there. John just goes back to work here, and here we go again. And he comes out with some thunderous boxing. Doesn't seem to be hurt or anything now. And John lets some of those thunderous kicks go, wrapping that right leg across the body as they fall in the clinch. It was a pretty neutral clinch exchange. And there we go with the left kick. John letting that left kick go. And Halim reverting back to his boxing combinations. The right kick and left hook exchange. Halim looking for that boxing. Jordan setting himself ready to unload the power in those kicks. And again, a fantastic right knee from Jordan as Halim stepped into range. Halim just seems to be hitting the guard of Jordan Watson, and Jordan turning him into clinch, turning in that exchange. And that's another heavy right kick from Jordan, really disturbing his balance. Halim bouncing around. Halim throwing around some boxing, but not really having much effect. Jordan boxing out the clinch. And again in round 2, Halim reverting to that very bouncy style, looking to cover that distance, close the distance down, step in and use his boxing. Jordan just defending. A nice switcher stance there by Jordan, showing his nice relaxed style and shrugging him off every time he came into the clinch. And again a nice push kick, keeping the range, keeping the distance. And again heavy low kick from Jordan Watson. Fantastic range, jab and a right kick there. And Halim not really having much success. His shots just seem to be bouncing off Jordan. There we go, back with the action, and Jordan throwing in a heavy low kick again. Dropping down to the body with his boxing, and Halim coming back with his own left knee. Halim's actually switched his stance now. Showing off some fancy techniques, but not really having any success there. That's a heavy right kick again, destroying the legs of Halim Hariuli. Neutral touch of gloves there. Halim trying to show up a couple of flashy techniques, but Jordan just ploughing through him, showing the power of his kicks. I really can't see this going the distance now. Halim's taking a lot of punishment across his arms, across his legs, with the power of Jordan's kicks. Halim just trying to unstabilise Jordan's base by throwing that inside low kick. That was a lightning fast reaction, and it was fortunate for Halim that it fell out of range. Jordan looking to put that pressure on now. And again throwing the heavy low kick and a right knee there. There's a knee to the groin, but I don't think Lee Chester has spotted that one. Jordan very relaxed. Halim's throwing some fancy techniques again. And Halim turning away, throwing himself over the ropes. And that's going to score heavily against him. Showing a lot of distress there from Halim. It doesn't seem to be his night. It's just not going his way. Everything he tries to do, John's nullifying it and dealing with him. Very resigned, looking at the floor. You can see the confidence sapping out of Halim. And Jordan showing off his own masterclass here with a jumping technique there. Showing off a full repertoire of techniques. And loading up on his own punches now, shutting Halim down. And that's the end of the second round. And that's it, Lee Chester's waving it over. Lee Chester's actually waved it over. And that's it, Halim didn't come out for the third round. He's taken enough punishment, he's been resigned to it. Everything he seemed to do, Jordan nullified it, took the power away.